Gaffer, you're probably stood here wondering how we haven't come away with 3 points this afternoon. What was your assessment of that today?
Yeah, I think we're obviously frustrated because we feel like we should have won that match. Obviously, we've started well, even 11v11. We started well. I like the way we started. We were quick and sharp and got into good areas. And then obviously they get a man sent off. We score a goal, and it's really one-way traffic. We needed that second goal to go in there. I think the key moment really was the sloppiness of the goal that they actually did score, just on the stroke of half time. It gave them something to hang on to when there was nothing really there for them. So out of nothing, and a really poor goal from our point of view. So we second half, it was again one-way traffic, but we hit the post, the bar, I think 4 times throughout the match, and we just needed one of those to go a couple of inches either other side, and it would have been a goal and would have been much more comfortable at that point, I'm sure. So yeah, the players gave their all. I must say they did everything. They pushed. We maybe lacked that little bit of craft around the box just to create that bigger chance that we needed. But they were giving their all, and we just couldn't turn that into a winning goal.
You spoke in the build-up about us trying to find that clinical edge in games, but when you hit the woodwork 4 times in one game, there's not really much you can say. You know, the effort was there, but it was just, like you said, a couple of inches either side, and we'd be looking at a different outcome.
Yeah, exactly. If I think Marvin's free kick, his header, it's one of those things. It's as I say, very fine margins in that sense, because I think we would have been worthy winners, obviously, if that had gone in. So yeah, look, from our point of view, we'll naturally feel disappointed. I think the fans were excellent today. They really stayed with the team. They pushed the team and supported the boys all the way to the very end. They were clapping us off, and you could see that they knew that the players gave everything. It just wasn't meant to be today. Like
you said, in midweek, another fast start, and it was a brilliant free kick from Marvin to give us the lead.
Yeah, good to go 1 up. Great quality. Had a bit of time to think about it, but he's hit it really well. Quality finish, and obviously he's a bit of a specialist because he nearly scored another one in the second half. So yeah, really good from him, and it was good. Ozzy does well to run in and get the sort of red card and using his pace on that back line. So yeah, it was a really good start. Really happy with it, and I felt confident actually. Leading into half time that we would go on and win it comfortably, but we have to look at that goal we conceded, because that was a real sloppy from our point of view, out of nothing, and as I say, it gives them something to hang on to, which they did.
We had a let-off just before that, just after Marvin's goal with the penalty. Rather bizarre circumstances. What did you make of that from where you were stood?
Yeah, obviously it's a penalty and bizarre situation, but yeah, James has to regain his concentration and make the save, which he did, and he made another good save I think after that as well. Clara does well with the follow-up, so really good for James, because he's had a tough week a couple of weeks ago, but he's really, you see the fans are singing his name, and he did really well to make that important save for us. And at the end of the day, we wanted 3 points, we've come away with 1, so it's another point, but we just have to keep learning, keep growing, keep pushing.
Jack Robinson came off at half time for Jonathan Panzo. Was there an injury there, or was it a tactical one?
No, he was on a yellow card. And I think the last thing we needed then was to go to 10v10. I think any sort of slip or any sort of mistake, and he gets a second yellow, and then you've left yourself vulnerable really. So it's just a simple tactical change.
Second half was pretty much one-way traffic, but is it another time in a reminder of there's no gimmies in this division? We're coming up against a side who were playoff finalists last year. Chris Wilder, he's an experienced manager at this level, and they did make it difficult at times. Yeah,
they hung on. I think we should have won. I think if we don't hit the post or the bar, I didn't think they did anything clever or at all. I think they just hung on, and we hit the post and the bar, and if they go in, then it's a different story. So, but yeah, they're obviously, as you say, player finalists last year. We've wanted more. We've wanted more today, but we take a point, we'll learn from it. Obviously no midweek game next week, so we need to regain a little bit of energy, making sure that we can really go after this derby match before the international break. In many ways, Gaffer, was it a kind of microcosm of our season in many ways? There's some bad luck along the way. We've created enough chances to maybe win 2 games out there this afternoon, but we're having to come away with just a point. Yeah, I think there's an element of that. I do genuinely think, and obviously I'm biased, but I think we deserve more than we've had, turn of goals and points, and I'm pretty confident, even a neutral, if you watched our season, you'd say that we should have won a few more games comfortably than we have. But you can't sort of dwell on that too much. You just have to control what you can control. Make sure that you're improving all the time. You're ready for every game, and we've still got 8 games to go. Let's see how high we can finish.
Thanks, Gaffer.